What's up, guys? Sean here, and listen, I'm gonna make sure my camera's on. It is on. Sean here from Srkcycles, and I cannot believe it, you cannot believe it, we are sitting here with the legend. It's the 2018 brand new Honda Goldwing. Oh man, that is a beautiful bike. This is the DCT version. Let's just get, oh, that is a pretty looking bike. And I am going to destroy this bike in my test drive video verbally, because I'm going to tell you the things I don't like. I'm going to tell you everything wrong about this bike. That's my job. We're going to do it. Let's get to it. Let's put my gloves on. Now this is one of the only bikes, this might be the only bike, I think as far as I know, this is the only bike that has Apple CarPlay built in. Alright, let's take a few minutes. I'm going to show you guys some of the really cool features of this thing. What Apple CarPlay does is it connects your comm system and your phone to the screen. So you're scrolling through here, you can have, I can see my text messages, I can see my phone calls right here, I can see, apparently if you unlock your phone, you can watch YouTube videos on here. That is cool. I could watch myself test driving a Goldwing while driving the Goldwing. Real quick, right now we're in neutral. This is DCT. Pop it and drive. Where there's tour settings. Up here's a mode button. We got tour, we got sport, we got econ, we got rain. Over here is our downshift, upshift buttons. Right here is all the controls, duplicated right here. This bike has so many first time ever for Goldwings. One of those things being Bluetooth and this awesome system, but adjustable windscreen. First ever automatic Goldwing. Instead of a alternator and a starter, this has one unit. The same thing that starts the bike is also the alternator, which is super awesome, saving weight. I think this might be one of the lightest Goldwings. This thing is so incredibly teched out. E-brake is right here. Lift it up, with the back up to put it down. The volume control. Alright, this is insane. This is gonna blow your mind away. I gotta figure out how to do this again. Alright, we are in, let's go to neutral. I'm gonna press this button right here. You see that button? It says a plus and a minus sign, right? I'm gonna press that button. Alright. Now, when I press the minus sign, I'm reversing. When I press the plus sign, when I press the upshift button, I'm electrically going forward. So if I'm gonna do like a little K-turn, and I got someone on my back, I got someone on the back, and that's nice and tough. This is all with the electric motor right here. Instant, back and forth. Right now, look, Mom, I'm riding a motorcycle. How awesome is that? I think this is the first Goldwing with traction control, which they told me how to take it off. I'm gonna press that button back. I'm press that button back in. Traction control comes off like this. I'm gonna press that button, go to vehicle settings, go to, apparently HSTC is not, it's Honda something, it's not traction control, it's torque control, apparently. I'm gonna press that button, bam, traction control off. Alright guys, I am pumped, let's do it. No clutch, alright. Put that, we're gonna keep it in tour for right now. And I hear this bike is fast. Let's go back to home. Oh, another cool thing that you don't need, you know how all these motorcycles and cars, you have to press a little button to say acknowledge it. You're not gonna, like, you know, play with the GPS or watch TV while you're driving. They stopped doing that now, so you don't need it. Alright, let's just, you know what, let's just get to it. Oh, hold on, first of all, words of wisdom, guys. Joshua 1:9, have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous, do not be terrified, and do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go. I didn't know if when I drove the last Goldwing, whoa, man, those shifts are smooth. Oh, this is amazing. I wouldn't believe it if you told me that they could have made a smoother Goldwing. I believe it now, because this is smooth. Alright, come on. And I know what a lot of people are worried about with the DCT. They're worried about, well, what if it's not going to shift at the right spots? It actually kind of learns your shift pattern in a different modes, and if depending on what type of driving you're doing, I mean, you could always just shift it yourself. Okay, if I want to downshift, bam, I downshift. It's instant. DCT, it's instant. Watch, four, bam, 3. It's very responsive. None of that lag like the older, you know, the older cars with like the weak paddle shift or something like that. You just shift it yourself. Hoo. Oh man, this thing is nimble. Let's put it in let's put this thing in sport mode. Sport mode is going to make it really responsive. Whoa! Man, this thing moves. Sport mode's going to be a lot twitchier. Throttle response is a lot, you know, snappier, but it's still like way smoother than like an FZ09. A bazillion times smoother. You see, it's nice and it's shifting into the nice points and stuff like that. Dragging a little bit of foot. This thing gets really low. I'm just trying to. Oh man, this is nice. Nice. I mean, the shifting is just so smooth. It's one of those things that you thought, whoa. Braking is responsive. It's one of those things that you thought it would take you a while to get used to the DCT. But you don't. It's just you're instantly used to it. It's just something you're not. It doesn't add anything to your ride. It takes things away. You're doing less things now you're riding. And because it's so responsive and it does it at the exact point that you would have done it, you like within minutes, you forget that you ever needed the shift in the first place. It changes the way you ride bikes, but it doesn't take away the control that you need when you're riding. You know what I mean? Like when you love driving manual cars like I do, you get into an automatic and you're like, I gave up some control with an automatic. But because the push button's right here, bam, third gear. Oh no, tractor trailer is gonna run into me. Bam, second gear. Get out of the way, you know what I mean? Like that's the best thing about it. You still have all the control, but without the hassle. Now, I'm never going to say, like, you know, shifting's a hassle, but this is a luxury. This is a luxury, and this is a luxury bike, and this is awesome. Man, this is fun. So another characteristic about this bike, it's super nimble. I'm a tall guy, and a lot of times I'm sitting on the Goldwings, and you feel like it's getting a little close right here. There's tons of space right here. Man. I mean, 100%, a completely different bike. They started from scratch. This is what they will be. This is the bike that every other touring bike will have to be compared to. Because I will admit, in the past couple years, Goldwing, as you know, they're great bikes. Don't get me wrong, they're great bikes. But there's been some features that other bikes have had. Adjustable windscreen. The ability to connect your phone to it, you know, with the Bluetooth, and they just stepped it up so much. This thing right here allows wind to come hit you like right in the neck. You know, the one problem I would always have with Goldwings is you're riding a Goldwing and you feel like you're not getting any air because it's this big and the windshield's this big. You know, if they were able to tone down that windshield into something significantly smaller, and it's still, it gets the wind off of you from beating your chest, but it does not take away from the riding experience. You know, if I wanted to drive a car, I'd go drive a car. I want a motorcycle, I want to be out there, and I feel like I'm out there, but I don't feel like there's pressure to just, everything's dumping on my chest. This is amazing. It's got cruise control, of course it's got cruise control. You can keep the nav on and pop open the filler without having to like restart the nav and the system and stuff, which was kind of a pain for a lot of people. This bike brakes so well. Something really cool about the front suspension is you notice that when, watch this, I hit a bump, I don't feel the bump in my hands. Watch the suspension moving without it actually affecting me. Watch this. Boop. Because the front suspension is kind of doing its thing in the front, and the steering is connected to it in a different way with its own little suspension. Now, I know that was the most untechnical way to talk about that, but basically, in essence, the suspension is not, the steering is not directly connected to the suspension. So like right now, it absorbs bumps so in a different way. You know when you're riding a sport bike and you hit a bump, and it's like, whoa, you know what I mean? Because you hit the bump and then you're, you know, this is for new riders, you know, they hit a bump and like their arm kind of drops and they give it a fistful of throttle. That won't happen with a bike like this. I mean, this is like revolutionary stuff. All right, I'm just gonna get down to it. You guys, if you guys want to know the thing I don't like about this bike, the nitty-gritty. First of all, we're gonna take this thing on the highway too, and just crush the highway. I'm gonna keep on going straight. All right, so basically, the problem with this bike is this makes every other Honda Goldwing obsolete. It wasn't like what they were doing before, where it was like, okay, they make a bike for about a decade, and then they make another bike for about a decade, and then every new generation, it's significantly better. But it's building off of the one before, you know what I mean? Hey, they had some problems, let's make it better, let's make it better looking, let's do all these things. I feel like what Honda did with the 2018 was they skipped like 3 generations of bikes, and they just said, let's destroy everyone with this bike. They're like, we're rewriting the book, we're rewriting the game. I mean, how am I sitting on a Honda Goldwing that feels like I have more space than I ever did before, and also feels like a smaller bike? It just, I mean, the front end, it does not feel as intimidating as it used to feel. How did they do that? I have no idea. And all the tech that they put in this bike, blow your mind away. Just blow your mind away. Man, this is it's a great bike. Like, they knocked it out of the park. And I have a backrest. The backrest was an addition, but the backrest is amazing. My trunk's open. It's telling me that. All my stuff's flying out of the back. I'm gonna turn, guy. I don't know where return signal is, but whichever them stones. Alright, now I know you guys wanted to see how this thing could really pull. Oh man! I mean, this thing is a marvel. Don't be surprised. Do not be surprised if in the next Marvel superhero movie, and then in next Infinity Wars, if they're like Thor, the Guardians of the Galaxy, Iron Man, Spider-Man, Ant-Man, and 2018 Generation Goldwing battle. Oh, what's that guy's name? Battle Thanos. And, you know, I mean, this thing's nuts. I gotta find out. I mean, it's, you know, it must be the engine braking. It's the it's like the engine braking connecting, because initially it feels like it's an electronically assisted brake, and I think it's because the engine braking. I gotta find out about that, but it brakes so well. Like, I think I could outbrake a K-bike with this, that has an electronically assisted braking system. This just is so nice. I love just getting on it. I mean, you can really surprise some sport bikes in a bike like this. The way it's so nimble. I mean, once again, it's a bike that, I mean, other than like throwing dirt tires on it and taking it off road, this thing it's nimble, it performs, it's quick, it's comfortable, and it's got all the tech you could want. Man, it's cool. Guys, that, you know what, that wraps it up. This bike is amazing. I am loving driving this thing. It's a sod farm, and look how cool that looks. That looks like a fun job, just driving around in sod, run around with your bare feet. Guys, this bike is brought to you by Lancaster Honda. My friends over at Lancaster Honda, my good buddy Kevin, he was like, you gotta test drive this bike, and I was like, I can't wait to test drive it. And then just life got in the way, and it's a beautiful day outside. I finally got a chance to test drive it. I'm so excited. They were actually one of the few, not every Honda dealership, if you're looking for a Goldwing, not every Honda dealership was able to sell them. And they were one of the few high volume dealerships that was able, because they move a lot of Goldwings. So if you're in this area, anywhere close, check these guys out. Listen, I know this much. They gave me like a 45-minute rundown of this thing. I know this much. There's so much to learn about these bikes. They're so refined, so incredible. Man, this thing is cool. Alright guys, that wraps it up. We'll see you guys later. Remember, it's not what you're riding, but where you're going. Oh yeah, did I mention that this thing is a 7-speed? Honda went from a 5-speed for the past 3,000 years, and then in 2018 they're like, you know what, all right, you guys want a 6-speed? You guys want more gears? That's what you guys been bugging us for forever? Here you go, 7-speed. And then they're like, catch up to that one, everybody else. Now everyone else is behind. And first of all, Honda never needed more speeds. They had plenty of power. They didn't need it. But they were like, bam, in your face. That's super cool. All right, guys. What's up, guys? Sean here from Srkcycles, and thanks for watching the video. Click here to subscribe. Click here to see more content. And as always, check out the description box to see our latest inventory and our killer deals, to see how to win a free motorcycle, and also to see our latest bikes and beards gear. We'll see you guys later. Remember, it's not what you're riding, but where you're going.